Hello and welcome to our first distance learning project. So this is going to be different in some ways it's not. With second grade, you guys have seen me do a projection camera video before, so we have at least done one of these. This is going to be our first one that you do on your own. And so some things are going to be different. I want you to start with pencil first, and you can either use black crayon to go over those pencil lines or Sharpie. But make sure you have permission to use all these things before you do it. So today we're actually going to do a project, and the project was based on an idea that a student had. So a student gave this to me because I said, if you have any ideas, please let me know. And the idea was to make Easter eggs with a nice sunset in the background. And I was like, okay, this is great. This is something I can go off of and make an actual project off of. So I turned this into this. Some differences is that, like, this is going to be a great opportunity to learn about perspective. We haven't learned about perspective yet, and so this is just going to be a brief introduction to that. Perspective is how we see things, and how we can use that in art is how we lay out things in order to make it look like what we would actually see. So that's kind of confusing, so let me kind of break it down. If we were outside looking at land and sky, the things that are closest to us would be either bigger or smaller. So I want you to think to yourself, without looking, what do you think that's going to be? If things are closer to you, are they going to be bigger or smaller? And the answer is bigger. So just like if you were talking to a person face to face, they are taking up most of your view. If you're looking down the street, the people that are farthest from you are going to look smaller. So our Easter eggs, the ones that are closest to us, the ones in the foreground are going to be biggest. The ones in the middle ground are going to be, middle. And then the ones that are farthest, and that's not technically the background, but the ones that are farthest away are going to be the smallest. So, another thing that we can learn about is horizon line. Horizon line is this line here. It's kind of bumpy because the grass is bumpy, has some hills, some bumps. And the horizon line is what separates land from the sky. Okay, so we're going to start with that. That's going to be your first step. Again, use pencil, and you can make it wavy or you can make it flat. That's up to you. I like the waviness of it. Then you start making your Easter eggs. So we want to start big. And then, so these are going to be big. I'm going to make one similar to that size. And if this is middle, I'm going to make it medium. And if this is further away, I'm going to make it small, and then again small. So let's see, we probably want at least 6. Yeah, definitely 6 onto a piece of paper. And we can make them look like they're actually in grass by adding little hills. I think that's a really nice touch to it. That's why you want to do it in pencil, because then you can erase the part that's being overlapped. So, or you can add some grass texture, and maybe there's a big bush in the way. All things that kind of add a little bit more to your drawing that you wouldn't have otherwise. So we have these eggs, but right now they just look like circles. So we want to add the nice Easter look to them by adding basically any kind of lines or designs that we would see when we're actually making Easter eggs. So, we have all different kinds of lines. You can do a variety of them, like maybe you do zigzag and like curved lines on an Easter egg, or you can just do like these swirls on one. Maybe the egg itself has polka dots on it. Whatever you do, design those 6 or more, okay? And then you can do the sun. The sun is going to be in the sky, right? We're going to do this big half circle. You're going to add rays to it, which are diagonal lines. These are diagonal lines. Have those go, and they can go all the way off the paper. I actually really like it when we do our sun going off the paper, because I just love the sun. I love how big we can represent it to be, and all of that. You don't have to. You can have a smaller sun. You can actually play around with the background. How you want to do the sky is actually up to you, but this would be a great start. So you could, let's make this kind of fun, and let's do some sunglasses on the sun, because I know when I was in 2nd grade, that is always how I did that. Okay, so if you like that, go for it. If you don't, then that's fine too. Okay, so you did this in pencil, now you're going to do this in crayon. Any places that you need to fill in black, you can. Then you can do like these nice sunset colors. So Bella was the student that did this. So you can see how even she was transitioning colors like we did in 1st grade. She used warm colors for the background, and you can do that too, but I added blue just to show the blue sky past the sun. Okay, so fill that in how you want to. The big thing about this is how well you chose to do the things in the front bigger and farther away get smaller. I want to see that difference between large and small. I also want to see how well you're making your designs and your eggs. Not just coloring it all one color, that you're choosing to do them different, and that you're filling them in full of color. Also, how well, just like coloring the entire thing. You know how I am about not having any white space, coloring inside the lines, taking time to like do this checkered board, a pattern, those sorts of things. So you have options. You don't have I think I did color pencil for this project. You can do color pencil, you can do crayon, you can do marker. Marker, actually, I don't know if it would look the best. And you could even color these in with crayon, because the Easter eggs, in order to get these little areas, you need to do crayon, and then you can use like watercolor for that if you have watercolor at home, that sort of thing. So figure out what works best for you and what is reasonable to do, and do it. So that basically does it. If you want to change a little bit, that's totally fine. But I hope you have fun, and that does it. So have a nice day, and goodbye.